All right, good morning, good afternoon. Today we're going to be looking at what's called point slope form. So in point slope form, very simple, we're looking at having a point. So in this case, I'm going to talk about x1, y1, and our slope. So if we remember in the past, we talked about m being our letter we use to represent slope or rate of change. Our formula for this is going to be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So when we scroll down or we open up, go ahead and pull over to your pink page where it says write an equation given slope and a point. So here it's asking for us to write an equation of a line that passes through the point 2, -8 and has a slope of 3/5. So let's go ahead and label. We're going to label our x1 as 2, y1 is -8, and our slope of 3/5. Next, we're going to want to write out that formula. So that formula again is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now we're going to start filling that information in. So we have y minus, and come back up and look at that y1, which was -8, and I want to put -8. A lot of times y'all forget to add in that negative, but yes, there should be two of those. Equals, we're going to look for m, which is my slope. In this case, we have 3/5 times x minus, look at that x1, which we have 2. We should notice that, yes, we do have this double negative, and if we remember correctly, that we want to change that to a positive or an addition. So when I simplify it out, I'm saying y plus 8 equals 3/5 times x minus 2. And that is it. If I'm given my point, I'm given slope, I am just writing it in as this equation. What you may start noticing is even though I started with a -8, I have a positive 8 in my equation. Started with a positive 2, my equation came out to a -2. You'll start catching on and seeing that difference as we go through. All right, so next, let's flip over to the next page, which yours should be orange. Write an equation given 2 points. So on this page, it says write the equation of the line that passes through 4, 7, and -8, -9. So here we're only given points, we're not given a slope, so we need to go back and solve for slope. When we're solving for slope, remember we're looking for that y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's go ahead and label in those points. Once we've labeled, we can start plugging into our equation. y2 is -9 minus y1 being 7. Go down to the bottom. y2 is -8 minus 4. And let's start solving. -9 minus 7 should give us a -16. And -8 minus 4 should give us a -12. Hopefully we can see that we can simplify. So I'm going to simplify both sides by 4. Here we see -16 divided by 4 should give us a -4. And -12 divided by -4 should give us a -3. Remember that when we're simplifying, if I have a negative over a negative, I'm really saying that it is positive. Oops. Change that to a 3. And this right here is going to represent my slope. So we now have my slope. We have points. Let's go ahead and write out that formula. So when we write out that formula, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I'm going to go over both ways that we can solve this. But we can use either set of those points when we're writing point slope form. All right, so starting off, I'm going to take that first set of points and we're going to start plugging in. So I have y minus, I'm going to take my y1, which was 7, equals the slope we found, which was 4/3, times x minus x1, which is in this case 4. There's no double negatives, there's nothing I need to simplify, but just know that we can also use those other points. So let's take a look at those. I can say y minus, in this case I had a -9, equals my slope of 4/3 times x minus -8. So here's where we're talking about that double negative turning to a positive. So here when we simplify, I'm saying y plus 9 equals my 4/3 x plus 8. Either one of these is acceptable. You don't have to stay with just the first set or the second set. You can use any one of those to set up that equation. Now let's go to the very last page for graphing. So graphing the point from slope form. Here we have the equation y minus y1 equals 2 times x plus 2. Let's go ahead and write in that formula above it so we can see what we're talking about. When we write that equation above what we're looking at, we can automatically see here that my m, or my slope, is going to be 2. The harder part is going to be looking at what is my x and y points. So if we look at this x value, I'm saying x minus x1. So how do I get from x minus x1 to x plus 2? Right, so really what we're saying here is my x value is -2. And if we're not sure, think about how we plug it in. X minus -2, we see this double negative happening, giving us that x plus 2. So my x value is going to be -2. Same thing here on my y. If I say y minus y1, I have this 1 right here already there. So my y value here is just 1. Really, once you start getting the hang of it, you're going to start noticing that when I'm pulling out those points, it's the opposite of what I'm seeing here. If I have a -2, I have a +2 in my equation. If I have a +2 in the equation, my x is actually a -2. Start getting familiar with those ideas. So now we've gotten our point, we've gotten our slope. Now we can start graphing. Just give me a minute to zoom out. We want to start with that point that we've already found, -2, 1. And then my slope is a +2. Since it's +2, we know that we're going to move up. In this case, we'll move up 2 and to the right 1. I can keep doing that, up to the 2, right 1. If for whatever reason I'm not able to get to that graph, I can always go backwards, go to the left 1 and down 2. Left 1, down 2. And then connect our points as best we can. That's all we're going to be working with today over point slope. Being able to identify those pieces, plug into the equation, and things like that. So on your homework assignment or your daily assignment, we go open to that. Oops, not that one. This point slope form, each section is kind of based off of our notes that we just went over. So those questions 1 through 6 are going to be based off that pink section where we're given slope and a point, writing the equation. 7 through 10 is going to be just like the white. However, 11 through 12, you're going to still set up that point slope form, except now you just have to identify what is the slope, what is the point that I can use. So it's very similar to the white page, just a little different. We want to see what you can do with that. And then those last ones, 14 through 16, is just like that orange page. We're given the 2 points. We need to find the slope and then just plug into the equation. Hopefully this helped. If you have questions, please come see your teacher, come to tutoring, anything like that.